my strange and charmed ones, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my latest installment of What I Ate Wednesday, the video that's all about food porn. Yep, I just said food porn, oops. Yeah, so I'm cooking my breakfast right now and I thought you would like to see what I was eating, so let's get this show on the road. Okay, so recently I've been really into having a really big, nutritious breakfast. So today I have on my plate here, I've cut up grapefruit, and so I've got a whole grapefruit that's all been, you know, segmented out. I've got an entire banana, and on the stove I've got 2 eggs that are kind of like frying up, although they're not in like oil, so I don't know why it's called frying an egg, but whatever, and I'll let you guys take a peek at that. So those are my eggs, and I have to go ahead and flip them right now. So I use like a couple of different spatula thingies. Okay, so the next thing that I need to do to these eggs is I need to season them up. And all I do is sprinkle a little bit of sea salt, a little bit of cayenne pepper, and one of my favorite things to put on eggs is tarragon. I know it's a little weird. I like it on chicken or really like poultry, but I also like it on eggs, which makes sense because eggs come from chickens. So I'm just going to let this continue to cook up. I want the yolks to pretty much be completely cooked through, although I really don't mind if they're a little bit runny, but I will give this another few moments on the stove and then I will move it over to my plate. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just plate these eggs. And then I'm starting on the last little portion of my plate. I'm going to cook up a little bit of this baby spinach as a little side dish for this, just so I can have some leafy greens. So in this same pot, I'm just going to spray some cooking spray. And then I'm just going to take a couple of handfuls of the spinach and let that reduce down. Okay, so while these spinach greens are reducing down, I'm going to also go ahead and season these up so that they taste not so bland and a little bit more spiced up. So I'm just going to add a little bit of salt, some garlic powder, and some cayenne pepper. I always want to say Kanye pepper. Kanye should come up with his own brand of pepper. And then I just mix this all together as it's reducing down. Go ahead and turn off my stove. Just bring my plate right next to here. I'm going to go ahead and plate this right over here. Okay, so it's time for me to eat my breakfast now that it's done. Let me show you what I've got. Okay, so I've got my plate here with my grapefruit, banana, 2 eggs, and spinach. Plus, I've got my lovely chevron mug here. I love this. It looks like a mason jar, and it's like metallic chevron silver. This is just water. That was my fork to eat all the food. And then all I'm doing right now is catching up on some episodes of Caprica. I've just started watching this on Netflix. Because it's like a prequel to Battlestar Galactica, and my husband and I like that, so I'm watching Caprica, watching through like the first season right now, because I just started yesterday. So that is going to be my breakfast for today. Okay, so it is lunchtime right now, and I'm a little bit hot and sweaty and slightly out of breath because I spent the afternoon, well, not the afternoon, like I guess the morning from breakfast to lunch. I went on like a little walk outside and did some photography stuff, so I'm like a little sweaty. I don't know if you guys can see, but it is time for lunch and I'm really hungry. So I am putting together my lunch right now. The first part of my lunch, I decided I was going to go ahead and make myself some spaghetti, not spaghetti, squash. What is this called? Acorn squash. I'm going to make myself baked acorn squash. And I think I'm not sure what else I'm gonna have. I might just have like a quick meal like in the microwave. I'm not sure. I need to look and see what I've got. I haven't really thought about it, but I know I want acorn squash. So I took my acorn squash and cut it up, and now it's in pieces like this. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you how I season it. My oven is preheating at like 425. And I've got some seasoning here, and I'll show you guys how I season my acorn squash before I bake it. Okay, here's my baking pan. I already went ahead and sprayed it with cooking spray. Now I just have to take my pieces of my acorn squash and lay them out. And all I did for this is I just cut off the top of the acorn squash. You can see like that. And then I cut it like horizontally and then scoop out all the insides. Here's the insides. And then I cut them into these like half moon shapes just by slicing each of the halves. So then all I got to do is put them out on a baking sheet. Okay. Let's switch out a big one so there's a little more space over here. Not like it matters. Okay, so the first thing I do with these is I'll just spray them really quickly with some cooking spray. Then I'm going to salt them. Then I'm going to take a little bit of garlic powder. I'll probably take this in my hand so that I don't do too much. I just kind of like shake it around. Same thing with a little bit of ginger. I just like ginger on like everything, so that's just me. And then the last thing I have is some garam masala, which gives it like a nice spicy, smoky flavor. Oh wow, I just put a little too much over there. It's okay, because you'll see what I do next. Okay, so then I just kind of pat these down a little bit so everything sticks. And then what I'm going to do is just go ahead and pick up whatever leftovers fell down. And just make sure, yeah, the other side's pretty good. Cut off any excess. You can see they get pretty coated on the back as well. Super coated. Okay. Okay, now these are ready to be popped in the oven. Like I said, 425, and I'm going to keep them in for like 15, maybe 20 minutes, and then I'll flip them for another, and then let them stay in for another 15 to 20. So these will go in now. Okay, so now I just have to figure out what I want to have with those. I know I wanted those. Normally I would have something like, I would do like a grilled cheese. Should I do a grilled cheese? Like I said, I could also just make like a quick like lean cuisine sort of like microwavable meal to go along with those. Well, I've got like 40 minutes to figure it out. So I will be back once I know what I'm making to go along with my acorn squash, and yeah. Okay, so I figured out what I'm going to have with my acorn squash. I'm going to make a sandwich because I decided I wanted a grilled cheese, but I didn't just want grilled cheese. So I'm going to kind of make like a faux panini because I don't really have a panini maker or anything. But I'm going to add a Gardein chicken scallopini, one of these meatless chicken breasts, to my sandwich, and a little bit of, like I said, some cheese and some spinach because that's like the only green vegetable I've got to add on top. So yeah, that is what I'm going to make right now. The scallopini piece is heating up. These are like pretty much like fully cooked. You just have to like heat them up on a pan in oil, but of course I used cooking spray because I always use cooking spray. So yeah, I will let you know, I'll let you guys see how that turns out when I'm done heating this stuff up. Okay, so the chicken scallopini, the meatless chicken scallopini, is pretty much all sauteed up. And I've got here my bread laid out. So it's bread, 2 pieces of cheese, and then I've got a pile of lettuce, spinach there. And so this is, yeah, this is ready to go. I'm just going to go ahead and put that right on top of the spinach. I'm gonna go ahead and put the top of that sandwich on. I'm gonna add a little bit more cooking spray and drop this bad boy in. Okay, I'm just gonna go ahead and flip this very carefully. Oh, my bread on the one side got a little burnt. Let me lower this so it doesn't burn so quickly. It's okay, I can deal with a little burn. Okay, so my timer just went off for the acorn squash. I'm gonna go and pull that out. Voila. I'm just gonna go ahead and transfer these guys. You can see they're nice and crisp. Not sure if you guys can see them here. I'm a little cut off. Okay, so that's a nice big huge serving of acorn squash fries, basically. They're like from like baked squash fries. I'm gonna go ahead and just cut that in half. Okay, so I am done making my lunch. Let me show it to you. Here it is. I've got the baked acorn squash, and then I've got like my faux panini with the cheese and spinach and the meatless scallopini chicken. And of course, what am I watching? I'm still watching Caprica. So yeah, I'm on like episode 7 now. So that is what I'm doing right now for lunch. Oh yeah, and I've got more water in here. Looks delicious. Okay, so Mike is home from work and I am just having a snack real quick because I didn't have a snack today, which is unusual. So I'm just having a bowl of cereal. As you can see, I've got a bowl of Special K there. And Mike is going ahead and making our dinner. He's going to make us pancakes. So we're going to have pancakes for dinner, which I think will be fun. And I'll show you those when he's making them or in the process or when they're done or something. Okay, we got pancakes going on the griddle. Some of them are going to be oddly misshapen, but whatevs. That's how I like them. Okay, and we decided we were also going to go ahead and just make eggs as well to go along with our pancakes. Okay, so that'll be my dinner. Some pancakes with 2 fried / semi-poached, I'm not even sure what you consider those, eggs. Yummy. Okay, so it's now the next day and I'm going ahead editing my clips, and I just realized that that last clip from dinner kind of cut off a little short. I think I thought I was going to have like a dessert or a snack after dinner, but I ended up getting busy and not eating anything else. So that was my food for the day. I hope you guys enjoyed the video as always, and if you did, make sure to give it a like and subscribe if you're not currently subscribed, and make sure to send me like cool ideas for recipes and things like that. I know that I only make these videos about once a month because I really don't try a lot of new food, but if you guys have any great recipes you think I should try, definitely tweet them to me, or like send me a message or something. And you can follow me on social media on Twitter and Instagram at Miss Trenchcoat. So I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.